Well, hello. So today I'm making a video about the top 10 characters that Warner Brothers might want to consider bringing Jon Hamm in for. I know, very specific, huh? It's a very specific top 10. Yes. And why did I decide to do this? A, because I love Jon Hamm. I'm not a John, I don't like the word fan because fan means fanatic. I'm a Jon Hamm admirer. I don't have any posters of Jon Hamm. I most recently followed him, but I've seen him. I appreciate his work. I recently saw Black Mirror. He's an episode of that. He just knocks it out of the park like there's no tomorrow, and he enjoys the work. That's why I adore him, and he shines for actors in general, and just that's why the industry enjoys him as well, and that's why he shines in the entertainment industry. But I'm going to give him the top 10 characters and why he should consider these characters, and they're all villains. They're all villains in the DC universe. So just a little preface backwards, a lot of people were really excited that they might bring in Jon Hamm as a Batman. But of course that didn't pan out. It panned out into Ben Affleck. And so but of course Warner Brothers needs to capitalize on Jon Hamm in some way, shape, or form. So we're going to start with our top 10. Number 10, Scarecrow. Of course, Jon Hamm would have a great time with the Scarecrow and would be able to do various different things because the Scarecrow is a ranging character from madness to, it's not like the Joker. It's more of a systematic madness. But still, Jon Hamm would have a great time with that. Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul is pretty much of a straight man, straightforward character, the madman character. So that would work out for Jon Hamm as well. He would do a great job with that. Trigon. Now that's an interesting story because Jon Hamm can bring in that personality, that little bit more meatiness, a little more in-depth element because of the relationship between him and Raven. So the father-daughter relationship and what that does to the universe and the destruction of the earth as a villain and whatnot. Brainiac, pretty straightforward character. I think that pretty systematic, pretty logical. Brainiac, I think it's Jon Hamm bringing in for Brainiac would be a great choice. Bizarro. Now, Jon Hamm, of course, I believe he would probably knock it out of the park and maybe even bring in the category of comedy into the Oscar world if he were to play Bizarro. And off the top of the Bizarro is he's just like a horrible version of Superman, right? I'm like, no, I think that Jon Hamm could really, really do something amazing with Bizarro to the point where he would be nominated for an Oscar. So, Mr. Freeze, pretty cold, simple character with great backstory. Jon Hamm, of course, would knock that out of the park. Riddler would be a great character that he would just take and he would move forward. I'm doing this a progression of why I think how Jon Hamm would associate with the character and what would be best for Jon Hamm as an actor, of course, to shine in the world in order to show a little bit more that he hasn't shown us before. Clayface. Now, I would have to say Clayface is my number 3. Clayface, Boris Karloff, I think that's the name of the character. He basically shapeshifts and he can change it to anybody. And Jon Hamm, because of his personality and his ability to do comedy and drama, I think he really could knock this one out of the park. The only problem is that Clayface is played by different characters, so the shining of Jon Hamm throughout the entire thing would make it very difficult. So that's a reason why it's not in my top list. Professor Zoom. I think the reason why I chose Professor Zoom is because he's the closest that comes to the Joker in the systematic madness, but it's still more of a master plan, what's going on kind of thing. And I think Jon Hamm can really walk that line between madness and systematic, trying to destroy Barry Allen and whatnot. And of course, everyone's desire, the Joker. I mean, I think that Jon Hamm would just, and not to knock anybody else's Joker out of the water, but especially since DC is introducing that whole concept of there's more than one Jokers, that the Joker is more like a plague, it's more like the systematic brainwashing and the different Jokers that resurface. So some people have talked about how in the Suicide Squad, that particular Joker was Jason Todd, and his transition into the Red Hood and what the situation could that be with that. But what's the other Joker that could be brought in? And then the whole rivalry between the two Jokers, a tale of two Jokers. That would be a tale of two Jokers. That would be an amazing movie for Batman. Where that could be like the second movie. You introduce Batman and then a tale of two Jokers. Not just one Joker, two of them. And they're in at war for Gotham. What do you think? And it's a preface to A Tale of Two Cities. I don't know. I want to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful year. Let me know what you think about Jon Hamm. Let me know what you think about the ideas. Let me know which character you would like Jon Hamm to play in the DC universe, and maybe think about some Marvel universe's characters that you want to think about. But I'm ready to say the DC universe is the best avenue for Jon Hamm because it is just has meatier characters, has more hashed out, more backstory, just stronger characters to work with already. I want to wish you a wonderful year. Take care. Oh, Jon Hamm, if you like this, do me a favor. Follow Ty Lopez on Instagram and tell him I followed you, the real Chesco. Not the real Chesco, but real Chesco. Because if you do, and he gets followers off of that, then I can win Super Bowl tickets and I can auction those off to raise money for Raising Malawi, which is Madonna's organization, which I am a huge fan of. That I am a fanatic of. I'm not a fan of Madonna. I love Madonna, but I'm a fanatic for Raising Malawi. I want to wish you all a wonderful, 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 wonderful year.